everybody.
What's going on, Lady Red in the building? You know what I'm saying? And we got a great show for y'all today. A lot of good people, a lot of good things going on, a lot of interesting things we've talked throughout the week. And we've had some interesting conversations. I've been involved in some interesting conversations as well with some of the guys and the ladies. So without further ado, we're going to start bringing everybody on. You know what I'm saying? First, I want to start with Lady Red. What's been going on in your world? You know what I'm saying? Let everybody know what's going on.
Well, with T Pope and happy belated Valentine's Day to everybody. I hope everybody had a good Valentine's weekend. We raised to Alabama areas. We all had, bad weather. I know you guys had it, tornadoes and stuff coming down. So trying to get over this crazy weather so we can get back out and doing things and get stuff popping. But shout out to our White Hair Dolls and all our Empire family, AGE, and everybody that's coming aboard. It's gonna be a great day, great topics, and let's get it cooking.
Indeed, indeed. So let's see who we want to start cooking with first. We're in the kitchen today, you know what I'm saying? I smell some neck bones and collard greens and cornbread and some cabbage and some mac and cheese, you know what I'm saying? So we're gonna go ahead and get to that feast we had. We're gonna bring on OG Capone because OG Capone always, you know what I'm saying, doing his thing or whatever. We'll bring him to the
Yeah,
stage.
we gotta bring out
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? OG Capone in the building. Y'all give it up, OG Capone, you
Yeah,
know what I'm saying? Welcome to the show. Welcome to the show, OG.
What's up? What's up? How y'all doing? How y'all doing? I hope y'all can hear me.
Yep.
Yep.
Okay, yeah. It's gonna be a terrific show, man. Like I said, two. We got two. We got a couple of guests come on. We might have a whole full string. You know what I'm saying? So we're gonna take it to whatever we need to do. We're gonna make this happen. You know what I'm saying? I know we got two powerful females coming on. You know what I'm saying? Dr. Mia Fort Matthews and Dr. Ed Warner. Um, so I know they got a lot to say. you know, so we're gonna start out with that. You know what I'm saying? I mean, everybody should be getting on the show right now.
Oh yeah, oh yeah. We got a full house today. We got a full house today. Full house today.
Okay.
So
I
we'll
think
bring
we need
on.
to get our crew out. We got on here Senior Ambassador Strong, and then bring out KD and get the family rolling and everybody else.
Okay then. Let's go and bring them on out to the. Let's go and bring them on out. Ambassador Strong in the building. Carl Stokes in the building. What's going on? Big Wee in the building. You know what I'm saying? Welcome to the stage with Big Wee.
You know what it is, baby.
Doing big things out there in the community. You know what I'm saying? Big assets to the community. You know what I'm saying? OG. Stokes are strong. They big assets to the community. You know what I'm saying? Y'all ought to check their pages out. They dropping knowledge every day consistently. This is a consistent thing with the Big We. You know what I'm saying? This is what they believe in. This is their passion. This is my passion. This is what we believe in. So, so welcome you guys to the show. You know what I'm saying?
Peace and blessings, family. Love to all the global community, man.
Indeed, indeed. So what's going on in y'all neck of the woods?
The struggle is real, man. We steady. We up against what seems to be impossible odds, fighting against the propaganda machine, the misinformation, the false concepts and ideologies out here. It seems like it's an uphill battle, which is why we trying to get everybody to be the change we want to see. Reinstill hope in our babies and let them know that the future can be whatever they want it to be. The choice is ours, So with that's our mission, that's our objective, and we own it.
Indeed. Stokes, what you got going on, brother?
Man, can y'all hear me?
Yes, sir.
Oh,
We hear you loud and clear.
Okay. I'm just every time I come on here, I gotta make sure the mic check is right. So hey, just living this everyday thing, man. Trying to stay focused on what needs to be done, not put too much on my plate, meeting avenues, trying to get this introduction book more surface to the public. So, just invest a little bit of change into the change. You feel what I mean? So that's just what I'm doing right now, including with the bridging the gap books and things like that that's coming out, trying to find a consistent situation so we can put this information out here and everything ain't just PDF. You know what I mean? So we just making positive moves right now, man, and connecting with a lot of people. And I'm here for the ride.
Indeed, indeed, indeed. Well, we got ride today because we got some good. I'm talking about this good talk. We talking some good talk. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
We always have good conversations when we come on the show. So we're gonna bring the doctors on today.
Okay.
Strong black women, not strong, strong black women. You hear where
That's
I'm coming
right.
from?
I need more of my sisters on here today. We
You know,
need more of them. So let's bring
we
them
need
on
that.
board.
We need that strong black women energy on here. So we're gonna bring on Dr. Matthews and Dr. Atwater on. Welcome to the show. You know what I'm saying? Strong black women. This is what I love to see
How are
right
you
here.
guys doing?
Bless,
Hey.
bless. How y'all doing? Welcome to the show. Welcome to the show. Welcome to the show. This is what I like to see right here. Strong black men and women in one place congregating together in communion. You understand what I'm saying? In communion. It don't get no better than this right here on the Solution Radio. That's where you get it in. So let's get started. Let's get into the meat of everything. For the doctors, I know OG Capone and y'all folks strong. Y'all talked on the phone, and we were just talking about some core values, some common things that needed to be changed in our communities. You know, not only just here in Alabama and other places in Florida, et cetera, but we want to get y'all outlook on that. You know, the bridging the gaps, the changing the communities, like, you know, the solutions that we can work towards to come with a common one. Anyone of y'all welcome to take the floor first.
Ladies first.
Ladies
Who wants
first.
to take that one first?
Jump in there.
I think, for me, hi you guys. I'm Dr. Amina Matthews out of Chicago. I really think that it is all about communication. You know, throughout wherever we are in the community, at work. You know, inside of those prisons or institutions or whatever, communication and understanding and really actually getting on one accord on what we need as a people, not just as an individual, and do exactly what we've been doing for the last. I can't believe it's already a month and it's time to turn back around and hit the streets again. Just what we did, in Memphis. The brothers really worked so hard, inside out reach to make sure that that we're heard on what our demands are, and we have some demands moving forward. So that's really my take: communication and working together, for starters.
Indeed.
It's a whole other list of.
Well, we got a little bit of time to chop it up
Yeah.
with you know what I'm saying? So we're gonna go, you know what I'm saying, we're gonna go through that list, at least some of it, a quarter of it, however we gotta work with it. Dr. Atwater, I know we discussed a little bit with you. And
Yeah, can you hear me?
yes, ma'am, we can.
Okay. Yeah, my name is Dr. Atwater. I'm coming from the Big M and the Master T, Memphis, Tennessee. And so my take on it is, as a people, we have played too much and stayed too long. So now we find ourselves in a revolution here. And I remember Sister Soldier saying in the late 80s, she said that we at war with or without your participation. And now we're at war. So I look forward to having a detailed conversation with you all. They had the community unity meeting here at my museum on Dr. Martin Luther King Day, and we had a howling good time. But what I had said to the sisters and brothers, I don't like to meet to just be me. I don't play church. So I wanted to see us present a manifesto to this mayor. And then I want us to run that manifesto to the governor in Nashville. Because as of today, this racist bigot has decided not to take our EBT. He's going to cut that out. And we'll get into more details about that, because sometimes when you try to dig a hole and create genocide on a people, sometimes you wind up putting that noose around your own neck. So we'll get into that.
Okay. I think this is gonna be very, very interesting here. You know what I'm saying? It seems like we're gonna have a fight on our hands tonight. Let's see here. What we got next? Anybody want to come in on that with the ladies? Y'all want to, fellas? Y'all want to? Any questions y'all got for the ladies? Women?
Let's get you guys out. Chime in here.
Yeah.
Yes, I got something to say.
But let's talk. Let's have it. Let's chop it up.
To the ladies, you know what I'm saying? Just talking with y'all for the last week, you know what I'm saying? I got to understand that, y'all be about your business, and y'all understand, we all understand the purpose of what we got to do, to make things happen, you know what I'm saying? To Dr. Amelia, I know, about her dad being, locked up for so long, you know what I'm saying? And some of my people still being locked up for so long. I want to ask a question about the the uh um the bill that was passed to let the guys out, right? The Senator Act. You know what I'm saying? I see it. I don't know how it really pertains to who get that, who really get the chance to come out. Do it benefit? Who do it benefit? Do it benefit everybody? That's all. Or do they have they pick and choose of who they let out on this act? You know what I'm saying? I mean, as for not just political prison, but for any prison. You know what I'm saying? They've been locked up 30 or 40 years on, on charges that don't make sense. You know what I'm saying? I mean, how do the prison relief things really work? How do they establish that to say who get out of jail and who can, and stuff like that? If you got guys who got out of jail and did 20 years on a 100-year sentence, how come everybody else that have some of the same exact charges these guys have, but they still in the prison? So you know what I'm saying? How I done my brother or my cousin get out and they on, you know what I'm saying? They did, got the same kind of charges some of the other guys got out, but they haven't got out and they got the same much time. So I'm trying to figure out how does this prison release thing really work? Can anybody answer me that?
Yes, I think what have happened is they have a certain protocol, and I think they are cherry picking from the different cases. You never know about these people when it comes to bills and resolutions and those type of things. But I think what they're doing is looking case by case at the situation, and that's how they are selecting the people. Now, do we know if that is equitable? We don't know that because we don't know what are their criteria. We know that they release people, but what were the criteria? And even I cannot, I'm a researcher and I haven't pinpointed that yet.
So, just to add a little bit to that, it's almost like no different than what we going through here in the state of Ohio. Like you have to understand that as long as they can keep you in, they will. The names matter, who the person is, but you got people that's releasing people out of Russia making deals and releasing terrorists, but they won't let some of these people that can actually pave a different way for our communities and things like that. So we understand that it's still politics. With that, no different. Hey, we got older dudes that's been locked up right here in the state of Ohio since the 60s, been given life sentences or 10 years to life, and every time they go to the board, they flop them. And uh, same people with the same, well, different people with the same kind of cases getting 10 years for these kind of things now. So my fight is to try to get some of them guys out that's overstayed and welcome in these penitentiary systems. But like I said, it's politics. It's slave labor. It's free labor. It's whatever it is that it is. But it's sometimes just the names, man. And we have to make light of what these names are and what they can do for us in our community if they actually see that these changes are happening in our community according to the names. Look how many people been getting out. They letting some of everybody out except a certain few. Like you said, the cherry picker. And if they can make us mad enough to sit there and do what they want us to do according to what's being done, we don't care about what y'all thinking about the politics, rules, and situation. We want y'all to march. We want y'all to get radical. We want y'all to fight. We want you to be politically demanding instead of being politically correct and use our own paperwork against us. We don't want y'all to research the laws and use them against us. We want y'all to go above and beyond the laws and know that y'all know them. Things like that. It's the loud factor that they are looking for to look for a reason to put us there with them, compared to who people are that they won't release. So we just have to be patient, hopefully, and diligent, and put the Most High first, man, and keep moving to that beat through them all.
Indeed. That's some good. That's some good talk. We got some other people in the backstage. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna bring them on in just a minute. We got Carlo Parks and we got Pastor David finna come in here in just a minute so we can get really in detail about, you know what I'm saying, these bills, certain stuff that they passing out right now. People are going chaotic. You know what I'm saying? You know, I see Strong smiling, but it's a lot of chaos being stirred up.
Yeah, it's you're absolutely right. You're absolutely right on the chaos.
I just thought I was the only one that saw that. I see stuff going on. They throw certain stuff out there. I think now it's just to get a reaction. Just
see one of the things we up against a propaganda machine, man, and going back to how Stokes was talking about the names. A lot of our brothers that are sitting behind the walls that seem like it's not just, it's not fair, something ain't right about it. A lot of these brothers are sitting behind walls behind an image versus their actual offense, you know, or a myth. You hype people up and make them overly important to causes and situations or their influence on the street and things of that nature, and they create a public threat assessment. And when they go in and they put these formulas together, how is it going to affect the community when we release said individuals? And that has nothing to do with law and policy. What is just, and what is a crime is a crime. And right now, a lot of these brothers that are being held behind the wall is basically public executions. Because they've convinced the public that these people are dangerous or that they have this huge amount of power that will allow them to overthrow the government and things of that nature. When, in all honesty, we watched a group of people attack the White House and nothing. I mean, the person that incited that is running the country. I mean, damn. Let's look at the situation and call it what it is. A spade is a spade. It's a bunch of fuckery going on, and as long as we don't stand up and call it out and spotlight it, we're gonna keep on allowing the spiritual foot to be put on our neck. You know, is stand for something or fall for anything. Down your feet or live on your knees. We got to make the change within our communities ourselves and reinstill the will to fight, the will to stand up, the will to not just accept things for it is what it is, and we don't have the power to do it. You know, this isn't exactly a David and Goliath situation because we have the power to unify. We don't surround ourselves with cowards. So it's and no offense to those that feel like, you know, you're not there yet, you know, that time will come, everything comes in a season, but for those that are willing to stand up, it's time to stand up. You know, for those that are willing to communicate, it's time to start talking. It's time to start building an action plan so that we can actually make some moves. The marches and things like that are beautiful. It brings people together, but to solidify and actually become a unit that's moving as one, with actual goals and agendas that are being knocked down, that's a different story. And I feel like that's the next critical part of the plan, is to formulate a true action plan and to stick to it. And I feel like that's the true reason why these people are being held in prison and not being released, is because we don't understand the laws. We don't know the laws. We don't know the criteria for what they're doing to let people out. And we go in with these feelings and beliefs, and they don't add up to anything in the court of law. You have, like in the feds, you have a point system according to what you did, but then you can turn around and be judged. The judge can make a decision outside of the point system. It has benefited some, but how is that fair? That leaves everything in the hands of one man to decide whether my life is worth being thrown away or being given a second chance, when the laws say I deserve a second chance. And that's the case in a lot of these stories. So that's what I feel like we need to be looking into, is why do these judges get to overpower the law? Why do they get to dictate that this man fits all the he checks all the boxes, but he still can't go home? That's what I feel like. That's just my opinion on the subject.
Indeed. Anybody else want to chime in on that? Anybody else want to chime in on that? I know OG. I see you, OG. Go ahead, chop in.
No, well, I feel like, when it come down to, even when I did 20 years, do these laws, when they pass these laws for tourism, it's a demographic, it's just a state, it's affected by it. Is it just for a fed, or it's for state inmates too? Because some of these laws get passed, it don't affect the state inmates. You know what I'm saying? Or it don't affect these certain inmates. Prisons have been overlooked. These sisters that's on here on the doc, they have, been in that move. They have been trying to, get guys out these prison from. They have been trying, as a whole on this platform, have been trying to, entwine on the prison system and trying to, they came down here, Rock Nation, for the Mississippi Department of Corrections came down here, and just made a mockery out of it. You know what I'm saying? I was in the prison during the time. You feel me? And they made a mockery out of it. Like they really trying to help us and do this and do that. And still, but I feel left still didn't nobody get out. The condition got worse. It didn't get better. It got even worse. You know what I'm saying? I don't know, man, when it comes down to stuff like that, even communities, you know what I'm saying? Our communities now, it's not strong. The community I'm in right now, I'm in a community right now, a black community. Like I said earlier, a couple of shows ago, we don't even say hello to each other. You know what I'm saying? We don't even, if something happens, we don't even, go in, see if the person all right. You know what I'm saying? The community, it's not strong. It's not strong together. It's not us on this platform. It's the community. We got to get the community. I don't know how we can get these communities, you know what I'm saying, to really step into place now. You know what I'm saying? I don't know how we get the community is our only factor to get the unity intact. You know what I'm saying? So like I say, we got sisters out here that doctors, that they have experienced this kind of things. I like to get their opinion on the subject too. So
Indeed.
Can I weigh in just real quick on the solution should be, for just especially for us. I know we're all together, but us as a people, the brother mentioned January 6th, how a person was able to throw a coup on our, on our democracy. So now what we're looking at is that, and we have to really be, yes, I don't watch the news. No, right now you should. Right now you should. I'm not saying overly do it, but get some education about what's going on with our youth and the education system. He's dismantled the education system and fired just about all of those federal employees. He's dismantling, the IRS system. You know, right now he fired about 8,000 employees, and there's taxes that are just sitting in the computer and haven't been moved. Eggs, you guys, is $10 a dozen in some parts of our neighborhood, and we already are looking at violence in a way that, to me, it's going to get Cambridge in that form or another. And what should be more important is how we're going to be able to survive through this election, through this democracy, through what's going to go on. Are we going to be able to sustain a war if whatever this president is saying that he wants to go over to the West Bank and some business that does not have anything to do with us? So we have to stay focused and make sure that, I hear people a lot saying, well, I'm not going to vote. I'm not going to vote this cycle because there's not anybody in there that I like. I don't like anybody. I'm not going to vote. This is not for me. With this last presidency run, I had to really go for the lesser of the two evils, you guys. I didn't want to not support my democracy and what is my freedom to do. So to have what we're going to be into within the next, I believe, 9 months to the next year, we're going to have to provide freedom schools in our communities. We're going to have to knock on these doors and talk to the people about how they're trying to stop, once again, a constitutional right. However, spear and add fire to the lack of education, to mass incarceration, because what are our young people going to do? Yes, we're going to try to find trades for them to engage in, but HBCU or different things like that is not for some of our people in our community. So we just have to galvanize and, yes, stand on, like I said, communication. We have to come together on solutions that we're going to go to the polls and we're going to canvass and we're going to stand there until we get what we need for our community. I can't even imagine having a school system without without a special education, a diverse learning department. I can't imagine that. That would be a disaster for our children. And I'm not just saying African American children. So, we have to really take it to the polls. We have to learn how to lobby in legislature and understand what needs to go in and what needs to come out. And that's something for a committee, as we're moving forward. Everybody can't do that type of skill, but there's something for anybody in this movement that we're moving, inside out to reach, not just only for my dad, but for brothers that are, still trapped in that criminal responsibility, slave, narcissistic mentality that Tennessee has, which it doesn't make sense to me. I try to wrap my mind around it, but that has to go. That definitely has to go off of the books of Tennessee, so it won't go anywhere else. So me politically is the piece that we need to get involved in the school system, get involved in the penal system, get involved in what's going on with the economics, get involved in what's going on with climate change. There's different ways and lanes that we can get involved in because each and every one of us have different attributes. So for me, it's like, not just get in where you fit in, just get in, and we can figure the rest out, and that's the only thing that I wanted to weigh in on that. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. We're gonna I love that. I want to come
I
back to
would like
some.
to
I got
chime in before I would like to chime in before we move on. One of the things that I think as a people that we need to address is preparation and sustainability. And I give you a scenario. In my community, it's called New Chicago. And I tried to buy this whole community as far as all the buildings and all the empty lots and homes. And we have remodeled about maybe 80 homes. And what we do is remodel these homes, affordable homes, and then we sell them back. But we work with the people income. So I said that to say that when COVID hit, that pandemic, this community did not have to run out to no grocery store, anything like that, because in this very building, I have enough supplies here to sustain this community for the next 5 years. And that's what I mean about preparation and sustainability. So we're gonna have to take that mindset because we do a lot of talking, but we don't do a lot of walking. We do a lot of philosophizing, but we need a clear, precise, strategic plan of action because it's going to be a lot of people dying. Because these people are going to create genocide on us. And I ran for the governor of the state of Tennessee. That was one of the things I talked about. And I also sued the city of Memphis, Shelby County, and the state of Tennessee and the governor for $20 billion because of we charge genocide. I think even with the state, in order for us to be effective, we would have to get past the state. We would have to go to the United Nations a little higher than the state because the state is playing games. And let's not fool ourselves. They can pass as many bills as they want. But we know that the penal system is a multi-billion-dollar business. So they're not going to do anything to benefit us. So we have to be creative enough and strategic enough to work our plan. And I just believe in a plan of action because if we're just going emotional and reactionary, we're never going to beat them at this game.
Indeed.
Can I chime in?
Indeed. Hold that. We gotta pay some bills real quick. You know what I'm saying? We gotta pay that, cut to, you know what I'm saying, handle that real quick. So, you know what I'm saying, later Red, we're gonna kick it over to you to take care of the bills. We'll get back to that convo in just a minute.
And we'll be right back, guys.
Fifth Sun TV Network, proud sponsor of the Solution Radio, streaming live on Roku television every Sunday night, 6 p.m. Central Standard Time. Hey, this your girl, Lady Red. Just letting you know if you want to be a sponsor or you would like to put your ad on the Solution Radio podcast show, hit us up at WRTSradio1 at gmail.com. Once again, that is WRTSradio1 at gmail.com. And leave your information. We're waiting to hear from you. Big We Global Community Organization and Unity is an organization driven to help people no matter the race, creed, age, or religious background. They're here to help all men and women. So tap in with the Big We organization today. Also sponsored by the Solution Radio Podcast Show. Artisan Global Records Empire, better known as AGE, run by our very own Billy Stokes, is also the proud sponsor of the Solution Radio Podcast Show.
This your boy T-Poe, and this the new Solution Radio Podcast Show. And if it ain't AGELREEFE and the family, I'ma keep saying it till I get tired. Overstand, leg up. This your boy T-Poe, and this the new Solution Radio Podcast Show. And if it ain't AGELREEFE and the family, I'ma keep saying it till I get tired. Overstand, leg up.
Okay then. So welcome back after the break. Welcome back. We got Pastor Dave. We're gonna bring him on, and we got Mr. Carlos Parr. We're gonna bring him on. We also got another young lady in the backstage. We're gonna bring them on.
Bring them in. Looks like we have a Miss LaPortia Peoples. So we're gonna bring Pastor Davis on. Pastor David, you in?
Can you hear me?
Yes, sir. Welcome back to the show one more time, Pastor David. I remember you on the last show we did.
First off,
Yeah.
Then he started some type of
yeah.
So we're gonna take out Mr. Pause. I don't think he quite ready yet. So we're gonna remove him
Okay,
for a
we'll
second.
get him on now.
Y'all
All
ready?
right. So I know Mr. Stokes wanted to jump back in on what we were talking about.
Because Sister Amina had said something, and Sister Atwaters had said something that was very it piqued something in me as far as the preparation part of the situation. And only thing I really wanted to add to that value and that piece of knowledge right there, especially with the insight of it, is that re-educate. You know what I mean? Like she said with the Freedom School, I am 110% in with that because it's not only that, in my opinion, that can help our youth become something greater than them themselves, but it helps teach our community the laws, almost like the Huey action of knowing our laws to be able to let these people know where we stand according to the rights, according to these constitutions that they've written and things of that nature. We ain't gonna just talk about the French War. We're gonna talk about why the French War was even created and slavery and all these kind of things these youth don't know about. Re-educating the value of our core to understand what we are fighting for. Not only just freedom, but liberation and understanding that we really don't need y'all to police our communities. We'll call you when we need you. You feel what I mean? Like it's a lot of things that used to be old that still works new because if it didn't work, they wouldn't have used it. After they dismantled a lot of things or thought they dismantled a lot of things. You see what I'm saying? We have to get back to that value of it all and don't be too radical in the situation because if we realize what all the radicalness has done for us, it ain't did nothing but make them change the law so we can't actually stand and protect ourselves because they know we know it now. So we have to use the same paperwork. The pen is mightier than the sword, they say. So sometimes the same pen they wrote it with, we dismantle them with it.
I was gonna jump in there and say something about that, like a few solutions to add to that, like the petitions. The I know people that they worry about GoFundMe's and all of that, but it will be creating our own funding system for what we trying to do. We can go to the government and ask them, hey, okay, grants this, that, XYZ, but we come up with our own fund, our own infrastructure, our own, you know what I'm saying? It gets back to coming up to our own. It's a lot of what I'm saying is it's like petitions. It was some other thing I was thinking about that has to do with that. Getting these people to sign stuff, getting them involved. I feel like people won't do nothing until they feel like they're important or they're involved. Okay, I'm involved. I'm invested in this. I'm not just standing on the sidelines. I did my part. You know what I'm saying? Just having a little something to where they can sign. I don't know. I just threw something out there, you know. Just
let me jump in.
No, go ahead, Mr. David.
Listen, first giving all praises to God and my Lord and Savior Yahshua for making it possible for me to be here. And I want to thank the brothers and sisters for being on the show. See, for the lack of knowledge of people will perish. And Black people are perishing because we don't know nothing. We don't take the time to research. We don't take the time to start talking about things in our community. Just like all the homosexual stuff in our community, Black people wasn't even aware of it, and they just got on top of it. But it's been going on since Barack Obama. I heard the sister say something about this time. See, what we better understand it is, first of all, we got to get rid of all them house Negroes that's been voted into office that don't have any concern for our community. How is it here in Chicago? We got all these Black leaders and the Black community is on a bunch of crap. So the first thing we need to do is to unify ourselves, the grassroots people, because we've allowed these white folks to separate us. All these educated Negroes who call themselves Greek don't think that they're Black. And so what they've done, if they've invested themselves into the political system and into the school system. And so that's why we see Black people doing what we're doing to our kids, is because they don't believe that the grassroots Black people are still living. So the first thing we need to do is start to unify ourselves. We have to get past this street thing about this one got this color, that one got the color. We all Black men and we fight the same enemy. So we have to get through with that. Secondly, we have to understand the system. A lot of Black men and women don't understand the justice system. We don't understand the economic system. Half of them can't read and write because the school system haven't taught the kids nothing. And so until we really get people that want to get concerned about change into a position of change. See, as a pastor, what I figured out soon enough was this. God gave us this world as pastors, and I know a lot of pastors might not agree with me, but then if you ain't trying to fight for your people, then you're not in line with God. We have to understand this. We have to quit waiting on other people to free us. We have to quit depending on these programs that they got that we get into, and we be looking for them dollars. As a unit, Black people spend more money than everybody, but we don't own nothing. And so when we get on these shows and we start talking about the condition of our lives, we put ourselves in those conditions because we refuse, one thing, to educate ourselves about a system that hates us. Two, we refuse to unify and invest into our own communities. That's what Malcolm was talking about. Dr. King was talking about at the end of his tenure how he brought Black people into a burning house. That's true. Malcolm said, we don't need to be there. Let's be self-sufficient. Let us take our money and purchase our neighborhoods. Let us be entrepreneurs. That's why I say the leadership that we got in office is not conducive to the grassroots people. Because if Black people own their own stores, if we own the gas station, if we owned our schools that we should own, then we can teach our children about Black history, economics, the trades, home. I mean, we could get back to a place where we are self-sufficient and we can teach our children how to be and move around in this system. And we're not doing that. And one of the major problems that I'm going to talk about here quickly before y'all get on there. Now, the justice system is just for us, and a lot of brothers don't spend time when they shouldn't have been spending time. I've been on a campaign right now to work to get Larry Hoover out and Jeff Ford, and it's a process. I was at the inauguration with President Trump. I had a chance to speak to some of his people, and the process is we have to get these names and numbers, and we have to make noise. We can't be quiet about Larry sitting in jail for 50 years for ghost dope. We can't keep sitting around talking and pontificating and not taking actions. We need to take legal actions until we start formulating not just committees, but until we start formulating financial committees and social committees. Because in order to change the way people act, we have to change the way we think. And Black people are thinking about handouts. We're thinking about programs. I'm not thinking about that. Here in Chicago, we can get houses for $1, invest into a remodeling team, and put our people back into these things. But because of the leadership, we got all these Black people in place. Maxine Waters, we got Brandon Johnson, all these Negroes across the country who love Black people when it come time to vote, but when it come time to stand up for the community, they missing in action.
They ain't got no backbone, Pastor.
I already know that. That's why I'm saying it. So the point that I'm making is this, to all of us here on this, let us stop talking. We got to stop talking, and we have to start getting in political positions. That's why I'm running for mayor of Chicago. I know when I win the mayorship in Chicago, I'm going to be, because I'm one of y'all. I grew up in 5618 Carpenter. I know what it is to can't pay the light bill. I know what it is when the rent man come and he ain't got no rent. But because of God's grace, I was smart enough to say, I'm going to educate myself about this system. I'm going to continue to push. I'm going to save money. I'm going to learn about economics. And let me drop this at you. I graduated from high school when I was 15. I became a G at 12 when I met Larry Hoover at the Field House in Moran Park. Him and Gator and them watched the shoe ball at. I went off to college. I got out of college. I bought a business. I bought a restaurant. I played professional ball. I professionally boxed. Had it not been for the brothers on the street that taught me these things, to stay out the jail, come home with C's, I would have probably been in jail like everybody else. So we have to stop waiting on these people, and we have to stop making excuses. When we're failing ourselves, we're failing our children, we're failing the future. And I want to say something to the sister that said something about January 6th. See, I was going to be at January 6th, but I got sick. We need to understand what happened at January 6th was not against democracy. What democracy do we have here in this country? Black people should have did a January 6th 25 years ago when they locked Larry up. See, white people, they fight for what they want. They stand on their business, and you can't take nothing from them without a fight. Black people have succumbed to just saying, we'll wait for somebody to help us. And that's why we're in this condition. It's about knowledge. It's about us coming together, building, teaching, grabbing our young men and telling them how to be men, because we got men and women that don't know how to be men. They don't know how to be wives and husbands. They haven't been taught. And until we start teaching our young, I'm 67 years old. I got some time left. I'm fighting like hell for y'all on the screen, because the lack of knowledge, we perishing. We own everything. We own all the bullshit. We don't own nothing positive. And until we understand our position in this country, and we start putting, because it's the politics, and we start putting people in place that can write legislation to help us, who gonna stand up and say, you know what, this not gonna happen on my watch, until we get those type of people in office, because politics is the way, is the king to the key, keys to the kingdom. That's why I met with Trump, and I told him, I said, look, man, y'all let January 6 people out. Why haven't Larry been out? He's been on the ghost dope for over 50 years, since 1973. Why haven't Jeff been out? You know why? Because they was outspoken in the community, because they raised men like me. And that's the hatred that they don't want. They don't want to see black men strong, family-oriented, entrepreneurship, taking their money, investing in the. They don't want to see that. And as long as we sit back and pontificate on these shows and don't come together and strategize, because this is an opportune time for us. It's very opportune for us right now, because black people in Chicago went and voted 47% for the Republicans. Even though I'm not a Republican, I'm an independent. And when you say the lesser of two evils, let me tell y'all this. I'm gonna ask y'all to research. Research the Board of Education. We don't need it, because it ain't taught our children nothing. We sitting around here crying about Elon Musk. Elon Musk should be doing what he's doing, because they taking taxpayer dollars, sending them everywhere, paying for the homosexuals here and there. And guess what? We have to fight for 1 penny for our community, and we got black leaders. So for the lack of knowledge, we're perishing, and we won't unify. So when we sit here and we start talking about what we ain't got it because we ain't fought for it. We ain't got it because we ain't standing for it. We ain't got it because we're not trying to own nothing but the problems we got. And until we understand and think differently, we always going to be like this. But they're trying to wipe us out right now. This is an opportune time for black people. We already know that the Democrats will do nothing. It was Joe Biden's crime bill that put black men in jail, and black people still went and voted for him. Where is our pride? If you don't vote for Joe, you ain't black. Disrespect us. And we still took it. And we
Who
still
said
voted them
that?
in.
Wait a minute. Who said that, man? Who said that, man?
Joe Biden on the Breakfast Club told black people, you ain't black if you don't vote for Joe.
Come
and we
on,
still
man.
voted for him, man.
Come on, man.
Obama tried it too with old girl Kamala. You know, vote for her.
Come on, man.
Well, the point that I'm making, folks, is this. Sister, I like what you're doing down there in Memphis, because it's ownership. When you're taking that and you're buying and you're putting black people back in this ownership. I got some property in Alabama. I'm gonna start growing organic foods, the 80 acres that we can take and use and distribute food all over the country in our own community. So these are the type of ventures that we need to be looking at. We don't need to keep waiting for them to do this and do that. If we invest into ourselves and organize our men and women, and then get our children in some kind of order and teach them what it is to be a man, and teach them how women's supposed to operate, teach them how families supposed to be, because right now they don't know that, and that's why they're dying in the streets like they are.
Okay, let
Let
me
me
jump
say
in.
this.
Hold on.
Wait a minute. We're gonna bring on Mr.
Let me
Parks
comment.
and we got Mr.
Yeah,
Jones.
before y'all get in
Yeah.
deeper, let's go ahead and bring Mr. Parks in, and
Yeah.
also Uncle them chime in, so
Yeah,
bring them in, and then let Miss LaPortia people speak.
Yeah, it's finna get real interesting, y'all. We finna Carlo Parks, welcome to the show, brother. Welcome to the show.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. How you doing?
Doing good. Peace and blessings to you, man. We saw you in
Yeah,
the
can you hear
backstage,
me?
you know what I'm saying? Yeah, we can hear you.
Hey there, Carlos.
I'm gonna let you chime in.
Man, I thought y'all forgot about me. I've been back for half an hour, man.
Kyle was at
I came in and out.
Going in and out.
The car was at 6 o'clock, sir.
Yeah. Oh, so hold up. I'm confused. Okay, I see. When I came on,
there you go.
Everybody's picture moved, and I thought somebody left.
Oh no. Everything
right.
good. We got on.
Can you?
We got
Unc on.
on. Yeah, Unc on there. He
okay. All right, got
yeah, he's sitting there talking to somebody right now. So
yeah, I just say upside down, ain't
he? Yeah, he is. Yeah, he don't realize it. He don't realize it.
Oh Lord.
Okay,
yeah, but
so we have an interesting. Go ahead. I'm sorry. I apologize. I was reading something.
I was glad to see my sisters on here, man. I'm glad y'all got the queens on, and gave them the platform, man, because they'll light it up.
Absolutely.
They'll light it up.
We ain't got into the meat. We ain't got into the meat yet. We getting ready to get to the meat. Yeah, we getting ready to get to the meat of it. We had a comment. I was reading a comment that came across the screen.
Yeah, it's very interesting.
That's what got me thrown out, Lady Red. I was like, I know that controversy sells. Everybody has their own.
You want me to put it up? We can
yes, ma'am. I would love. Yes, ma'am. Absolutely.
Comment up, and I'm gonna see everybody's reaction to the comment. It's from Leland D. Evans. EI. With all due respect to the brother speaking, David Lowery, all your advice, suggestions, and standards are in accordance to Republican. Though you say independent, there is no working within the system that is and continue to be in order to liberate our people. Self-determination, and it's got that nation abbreviated, is the only solution. The only reparations we should want is 100% separation. So how do you guys feel about that comment?
Can I go? That's why I said this.
But we need those kind of comments.
Listen,
Who
I'll go. No, do one of the sisters want to go first? I'm gonna yield the floor to Dr. Amina or Dr. Carnita Atwater.
Dr. Matthews, I saw your hand. Chime in first.
That's something to marinate on. That's like, you know what I'm saying.
Hey, look, if ain't nobody trying, I'll get at it.
Go ahead.
I'm ready if nobody wants that.
I'll go, man.
Okay.
I can let me go ahead.
I know Brother Strong wanted to get it too, but I'll go. Because
he was talking to the
I can respond to that. Brother Leland, let me say this too. Brother Leland, I know him well.
Okay.
First of all, Black people need to be self-sufficient, and we should have been self-sufficient a long time ago because we don't understand economics. Dr. King went after social economic instead of economics because we don't understand money. Until Black people really get somebody in power, we can sit here and we can be on the thing all day. But if we got somebody in power that does not look out for us, then it doesn't do any good because they're using politics to control everybody. So first of all, we're gonna have to get rid of, we were talking about building the Black community back. We got to come together as one. And that means we got to get rid of all the politicians that are in office who are not doing nothing. How is it possible that we got all these black people in office in the Senate, representative, and everywhere else, and black people is last on the total poll in everything that we do? So I might sound like a Republican, but I know the Constitution. I know my rights. And that's what we have to do. If you don't know the Constitution and you don't know your rights, then you're always going to be trying to figure things out. So we have to become much more knowledgeable about this enemy we face. And it's us. If we don't educate ourselves about a system that's incarcerating us, if we don't stand up and march on Washington and fight like hell to get our brothers and sisters out and change legislation, then we got what we got. But you can see, just like they said about January 6th, them white folks, if you want to say that's what they did in insurrection with black people, we shouldn't even care about that. Why should we care? That's white folks dealing with white folks. We should be trying to put our heads down, put them together, trying to put economics together, get everybody out of our neighborhood, get Habib out the gas station. See, we got everybody get rich off us. The Jews got rich off of us. The Chinese got rich off of us. Now we got Arabs in the community getting rich off of us. When we gonna get rich off each other? So until we clean our community up and get people in office that's gonna reflect what we need them to reflect, we always gonna be on here talking. We always gonna be on here talking about these solutions we're trying to put together. But if we're not making the changes in the government, if we're not making the changes in city, local government, if y'all are not running for aldermen or state reps or state senators, stop complaining about the Negroes that get to office and don't do nothing for us. This is our time to take our communities back, put people in office that gonna represent us and do what we need them to do.
Another one that popped up here, we're going to go to Hood Hope says the system has been, I'm going to show it up on the system has been used to the people's advantage on numerous occasions. For instance, the First Step Act. And then they stated after that, with all due respect, define fighting.
Define who?
Fighting. Oh, go ahead, Mr.
Yeah, it's getting very interesting. I mean, the comments are coming in. We're gonna keep it running. I know it's a couple of people that want to speak on some things, clear up some things.
I can define fighting just a small little piece. It's like no different than what the Brotherhood Hope has been doing. This man that ran for the presidency twice. And then nobody, you know what I mean, as far as us, like fam say, we need people in power to bring change within the White Houses and all these legislators and things like that. First of all, we need to teach the people how to vote for more than just the president.
Yes.
We need to teach the people how to vote legislative. We need to teach them how to vote judicial. We need to actually create our own street mayor that's politically correct in these things that can actually help write these bills and give it to the mayor of Chicago or the mayor of Tennessee or the mayor of Texas and things like that. The politics in the streets need to become one situation in these things because it seems like the streets is actually putting in the reinforcement measures of, let's just say, community endeavors. If we got somebody in there, we're not writing these bills no more like we used to write them and give them to these politicians and things like that. We're voting people in, and the politicians are dictating the laws that goes against us, God, and anything else up in there. So the fight starts with us. We're doing things like Brotherhood Hope doing and things like that, and don't take it as far as like, since I'm doing it, nobody else is. You feel what I mean? We all doing the same thing. Some of us can't get into these avenues that other people get into, and some of them people are using them avenues against us because they are there. We have to get out of that.
You took the words right out my mouth. You took the word right out my mouth. I was just gonna say that.
Yeah, really, the problem with us not having it, it's the problem with who's there. That's us. They feel like they need a paycheck for them to work with us.
Hey, look, one thing we need to do is identify who us is, and proper preparation prevents a poor performance. There's a lot of things that spoke on that a lot of people say, and one thing that I honestly get tired of is people overgeneralizing us as Black people.
Exactly.
Black people ain't doing this and black people ain't doing that. See, it's different when you say, hey, those of you that can, please do. Those that's willing, stand up. See,
Right.
those things, when we continue to spread the message that our people ain't doing shit because we can't solve the problem overnight, or because we fighting against systems that have they're unified against us. We have things coming at us from all fronts. But for some reason, one more time, like crabs in a barrel, we come together and we have to pull down those that don't look like they doing what we doing, or those that don't see things the way we have an Army, a Navy, an Air Force, and Marines for a reason. Diverse problems require diverse actions.
Indeed.
You know, you have plenty of people out here putting things together to attack these causes on all fronts. It wasn't Martin Luther King that solved the civil rights era. It wasn't Malcolm X. It was the people that stood up collectively, individuals that stood up and decided to fight. You might not have known 20 people in Tennessee that stood up, or the 100 that stood up in Arkansas, and you in Chicago saying ain't nobody doing shit. If wasn't nobody doing nothing, there would have never been no change. We got to stop diminishing and devaluing people's efforts in order to solidify our own. You know, it's a lot of good people out here in these communities putting in the work. And like my man say, some of us got a few strikes against us that won't even let us indoors. I'm actually banned from all federal property just to keep it funky. This is the type of stuff we got to fight against. I can't go into school systems. I can't go to the juvenile centers. I can't go into. I got people in Florida trying to fight to get me in these doors, but I still been denied at every turn. So I take the fight how I can, which is the re-education. I will point out all falsehoods. I don't care if you look like me, you don't look like me, and I'm gonna stand with all truth, whether you look like me or don't look like me. Because if you look in them civil rights movement, it was a lot of
white folks, a lot of
people in the fight too.
Exactly.
This is a people issue. The Constitution is fucked up, just to be real. We're not gonna pretend like it's for us. I don't care how many band-aids you put on the problem, it's still there.
Still there.
The healing,
but you got to know your enemy.
I don't want, and that's it. And the enemy is allowing ourselves to be like led like asses after a carrot. You're chasing a dream that you're meant to wake up from. This shit is a nightmare.
Yeah.
I don't want your American dream. Keep that. I don't need it to survive. I don't need it to be sustained. Economics is about more than money. It's about the resources within the people. The people are the communities, not these houses, these buildings, and all that shit. It's the people. We have to invest in the people, starting with a re-education. Our hope has been lost. Our belief in us is gone. Our belief in the higher power is gone. We don't think we can do it because every time somebody gets to moving, it's people that look like us that say, y'all ain't doing shit.
Doing shit. Yeah, what you took, what you said.
You said it. This is my thing here, and I love my educators that tell us to stop talking. How the hell are you, an educator, gonna tell other educators to be quiet?
Right.
Yeah.
We need the teachers.
Yeah.
We need the people with the boots. We need every aspect. If you can teach, teach. If you can feed, feed. If you can fight, fight. Whatever you got. If you in the political field, dedicate yourself wholeheartedly. Become that. Right. I support you, my brother, if you into the politics, but while you doing your politics and I'm standing with you right now, when I turn around and I go down here and try to tell these young brothers the lies that they've been told by their little organizations and stuff, stand with me too. Don't say mine ain't worth shit because I ain't on Capitol Hill. I'm down in the valley.
Right.
I ain't talking to you exactly, but I'm just saying in general, this is what we do to each other. We tear each other down. See, I'm obedience to a set of laws and policies that surpass all of this nonsense. I stand on what I stand on, no matter who stand with me, and this is the collective of the we. We understand that no matter how we come together, it's a group of diverse individuals.
This boy so bad, man. It won't even...
These individuals stand together. We are a collective of individuals, which means your effort counts, my effort counts, her effort counts, his effort counts. And if one of these people walk away, we gonna feel that shit.
There's many members of the body, but one body. Right. And so we just like I said, we can talk and we can do this and that. until
I
we
can't.
start taking actions about how we gonna retrain our children, until we
These
start
actions are
taking
being
actions.
taken, my brother. This is what I'm trying to tell you.
What I'm saying is,
It's not
it
until
got
we
to,
start doing it,
it
until
got
those that don't know what's going on come find
right.
out and join us, we ain't gonna be able
That
to change it.
Well,
that is why. But what I'm saying is, hold on for a second. And I gotta back him up on it, because word of mouth, we didn't have all this technology back then.
Mm-hmm.
We didn't have all of the resources back then. I'm a younger generation, but we still didn't have all these resources back then. So how can we go against something we don't have the resources to fight? Like you said, you got to know your enemy, but we have to have the resources. The only resource we had was word of mouth.
Where are the resources?
Our people, word
You
of
know what
mouth.
I'm saying?
So
Where's
we
the-
had to.
My question.
We had
my
word
question
of mouth.
is,
So
I got a question for everybody on the panel, and answer this.
We're gonna get to it. I'm saying, like he said, the people are the resource. Word of mouth, I gotta tell him so he can tell him, so he can tell her, so she can tell her, and they can tell them, and they can tell them, and spread the word out so the message can get out. So saying that we just talking, I can't ride with you on that.
My
Because
question
it start out, it has to manifest. It manifests somewhere else before it manifests in the physical. It's in the spiritual, then the physical, then it goes forward. You forgetting the process. You got to trust the process. You got to trust the process in anything, political, spiritual, economical, just in your household. So talking to me, brother, talking helps.
It does.
If we don't talk, I don't mean to cut you out. I'm just saying, we don't talk to each other. How can we get something? How can we get something solved?
My question to the people on the panel, brothers and sisters, are here. My father had a 3rd grade education. He didn't have no college. Black people was living on plantations. I'm 67. I picked and chopped cotton from 5 years old to 8 years old. How did the civil rights struggle become to the place where we start getting rights and we start taking care of our own communities? And we had all these uneducated people. And now we got all these educated people. We got people in place, and the Black community is in the worst condition I've ever seen it out of these years.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Because we allowed the people
Can I take that one? Hold on. Can I take that one?
Yes,
Hold on. Can I take that one?
Yes, ma'am.
Hold on. Let me.
Yes, ma'am.
I can take that one right now. Hey, Ambassador, I know you got my back. I know you do.
No, go ahead.
You know what, Pastor Lowery? I tell you where that went. What happened in our communities was it was the faith-based leaders, it was the pastors and the politicians. Hold on, sir. Listen to you out. That my father, Mr. Hoover, and others in the city of Chicago put their trust in. And it was their fellow brethren that incarcerated them, sir, and started the mass incarceration with Burgess and all of his Virginites. So we understand where that comes from. So that's why we're here today and have been here for a while talking about my arm that I can put in to be a part of that body, sir. So, what I would like to see in our community, because I lived up at 79th and Bennett, and I also lived in Orange Mound in Memphis. So, I've had the lesser of both of the two evils in that aspect. But I also know that, yes, until we as a people come together, which that's what we constantly do. We constantly do that. But what we constantly also do is we take faith-based leaders and other leaders that is not a part of our community, have not been a part of our community, but have taken from our community since the 60s, that we have to adhere to their funding or whatever resources that they have. What we're on this call to talk about is what we're going to do without their funding, what we're going to do without their support, because we don't need it. We don't need it. We know exactly what arm that my position in and what leg that the ambassador does. The only thing we need to do is just rally up together, get stronger, get bigger. And if you're not what I'm on, then move out the way, sir. We're going to get what we need to get done. I got to get my dad up out the mountain. It's nothing to talk about. And my dad wants me to help Mr. Hoover get out of that mountain. So it's nothing to talk about. That's why I started speaking about freedom schools. Those are solutions that we need to start thinking about. How would that look in our community with our people that we serve? You know, so that's all that I want to, you know, weigh into that.
Furthermore, it's just we have to understand that the White House is not our only solution to freeing our brothers and sisters that's locked up inside these turmoils or getting a SADA back. We tried the whole thing that we tried in the 60s and the 90s and ended up with the same fake leaders and fake leaders that actually went up there to that White House and made a deal and took everybody down. And then sat there and everything about that change the laws of these kind of situations and stuff like that to make it impossible for some of these brothers and sisters to get out of jail. And you know what the kicker was? They killed Tookie. So it was a sacrifice in the whole situation with the brainwash of the politics. Like, this is what we always need. And this is why I keep saying re-educate the value, teach them about politics, and put our own politician in these streets that can help that politician that we choose in that White House or in that alderman office or things like that. The lines of communication has to be open on both sides of the field. Not just in one field where somebody sit there and have a conversation with a whole bunch of people and none of us on the streets know nothing about what's being said. You see what I'm saying? It's just like being in the penitentiary and I need to go talk to the captain, but I ain't got nobody with me to hear what we're talking about. What are you talking about?
Right.
You see what I'm saying? The communication has to be on all levels because I knew you was up there talking to them brothers about that kind of situation. And my prayers was to you that you had made a solution to that problem. You feel what I mean? And it sounds like the solution is we need to make a whole lot of noise, start marching and doing this, that, and the other that cause radicalism.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
Angry black man syndrome. Yeah, all that. Yeah.
We know the plot. We know the plot is that, hey, what they're doing in these streets is the reason why we're keeping them up in there, when the real reason is that they're too educated, advanced, and see through the bull crap of the monopoly that they are doing according to the genocide, the education snatching away, the dummy down, the music, the penitentiary system, the private prison. We ain't gonna talk about Germany and Russia that's been going on since way before Reagan even signed a drug bill that, let's say, Obama signed all over again when he got in office. And what's wrong with getting off welfare? Clinton did it. He signed the same deal. We did nothing but prosper off of being off welfare. Sometimes you need to be forced to get up off of something that'll keep you down. So if you cut welfare off, what we gonna do? We're gonna take care of each other and get up and go to work.
That's the blessing. That's the blessing in taking some of these things that they cause the changes or force the changes that people couldn't see. A lot of us can't identify right now because of different financial brackets. First off, the lie's been told to cause the separation. So we have all these lies that we deal with on a daily basis. All the misinformation, the red line. Hey, if you live over here, you're better than the people. You came from here, but because you moved there, you feel like you're better than these people now, even though you know the truth. The brainwash is real. It's planted in us all day long through music and everything else. We have to look at cause and effect. You know what I'm saying? Our young women feel that they have to exploit themselves and degrade themselves and be half naked. Why? Because that's what seems to get our attention. They're not doing it for themselves. They're doing it because this is what we seem to be appeased by. Our young men are picking up the guns, the drugs, and things of that nature. Why? Because this is what we taught them. We glorified the no nonsense, I don't give a fuck attitude and stuff like this. We say that we don't want the police in our community, that we'll police our own communities. When you look out of your door, who are you going to call for help? You ain't spoke to your neighbor since you moved in. We don't know each other. How I'm going to trust you to protect me and I can't count on you for a cup of sugar no more? Things are real. Like, we have to look at cause and effect. Like you say, a lot of talking is done, but a lot of talking is going to bring some light to this bullshit so some action can take place. You know what I'm saying? It's just like you getting to the White House and getting where you got to. I guarantee your ass it was a lot of silver tongue going on in there. You know what you got to do. That communication has to be there in order for us to make to bridge them gaps. The education has to come by pointing out and then reteaching the things, not only in speech but in action. Because see, we do what we say we do. We don't just tell people. We actually doing it so you can watch us and see it in motion.
Yes.
It's not a lie. No, I'm not a millionaire. I don't got all these other things in this nature, and I don't own a lot of things. But you know what I got? Love, life, and loyalty. I'm gonna stand with you. Discipline, dedicated, and determined until we get to where we go. I have integrity. My why is my why. I'm not going to abandon this struggle. I'm going to see it through because I have babies. I have grandbabies. This is who I do it for. My why has nothing to do with whether you believe in me or not, but I hope you believe in the mission so that you will do your share. You don't have to believe in me. Believe in the mission, believe in your God and your ability to accomplish what you set your mind to. And I hope it's on the same side of the tracks as me.
Right.
If we start this world, all over this country, if we ignite these fires, these little smoldering people who are upset, who are hurt, who are oppressed, who are tired, if we can start that fire, keep that one fire burning there, and now you got emergency calls coming from everywhere. They standing up, they waking up. Oh my God, where do we start first? We can't lock up one of them because all of them standing up. Yep. Don't follow me, stand with me. We need to stop trying to put a man on top and just get the men to stand the fuck up. My bad. Sorry, y'all. It is.
That's all right.
You good?
But hey, I want to say this right here. Before you start this, I want to say this. You know, I listen to everything everybody had to say. I want to go back to point to majority of these marches that we take, we take in these unification marches or whatever these marches that we go in these states and do. I know majority of everybody on this panel have participated in these galleries and stuff like that. But, never once have I seen this stuff go on year round. We go one time, it don't happen no more. It's like an anniversary or something. You do it once a year. You know what I'm saying? You can't put nothing together for just a once a year program. You can't put a unity together just for 1 year. We do it in January of 2024. We're gonna do it January of 2025. The stuff that we do, the march, the protest, everything, got to do this stuff on a monthly basis. There can't be because if you let it go, it ain't gonna be no follow up. That's why every time somebody asks me to go somewhere or do something, I said, okay, what's the next move? If we're gonna do this in the next time, we're gonna do this a month from now, or this just it. We just gonna come here and take what is the option of this? You know what I'm saying? Like, man, I don't have a whole lot of money, but I got common sense. I didn't, you know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, it comes down to I'm not on here trying to, how can I put it? I'm not on here trying to deliberate or nothing like that. I know we all on here fighting the same cause. You know what I'm saying? Everybody's agenda, is different. But I hope everybody's agenda can be the same at one point in time. You know what I'm saying? Our agenda got to be the same in order for us to be able to unite. I don't care what nobody say. Like Dr. She said, we got to, man, learn how to accept one another, man. From the up, good, bad, whatever case might be. There's some of us, some of us have made it through the bad part of our life. Some that haven't. You know what I'm saying? Like Spawn said, there's some things that he can't get into. It's a whole lot of stuff I can't get into in Mississippi. A lot of stuff I can't get into in Mississippi. I'm one of the pause guys out here in Mississippi. And a lot of stuff they won't let me get into. You know what I'm saying? They say I'm a threat. These folks still got me on a security threat group out here in the street. They say I'm a threat. I'm a terrorist. Just because I represent the people of the Gulf and Valley. That's why I can't hardly do the things that I want to do. I had to put somebody else in the front. You see what I'm saying? So yeah, everybody ain't got the same kind of story. Everybody ain't got the same demands on what we need to do. but we all can work together. I put somebody in the front. I don't have a problem putting somebody in the front. If I can teach that person to move and hey man, that's what you need to do. I stay in the back. I don't have that problem to staying in the back. I just wanted to be done.
Right.
That's what we got to. That's what we got to listen to and do.
Yeah.
Yep.
We definitely touched on some good topics for the first hour. I want to touch bases on get some more comments in because we got a lot of people tuning in, and we also want to bring in Mr. Jones, who's back in. Mr. Parks been going in and out, and Ms. LaPortia Peoples on the panel. One of the comments that was coming in is from Slide Midtown Barber. The problem is we still talking about politicians, blacks in quotation, talking for us. All we need to do is get our communities across America, starting with our youth, believing that we are important. No government needed. I approve this message. Then we also had another one come in from Hood Hope. Communication is key to understanding. And Leland D. Evans chimed back in and said, there will always be those that look like, walk like, talk like us against us. It is an inherent program that comes with the system. One of the most underrated problems that we have had as a people and continue to have is romanticizing your struggle for justice and freedom. Freedom, excuse me. We enormously think that if one of us isn't free, then that means none of us are free. This is an illusion because in reality, many of us don't even think there's anything wrong but you slash us. So that's definitely, we got some people out there that's tuning in on the topic. You guys are definitely got a debate going on here today. I'm bringing in Mr. Jones. Looks like he's ready. He's been unmuted backstage. Miss Peoples.
Welcome to the show.
Bringing also back KD back in.
Man, I got the worst reception in the world.
Well, we
It's
got
all
you
good.
now.
We got you now.
Can you hear me?
Welcome to the show.
Man,
Yes, sir.
man, y'all got me over here sweating like hell. I've been getting in, man.
Hey, we
I
like
feel
to.
like I just feel like I have been re-educated, on life. I love it. I love all these beautiful minds. I love all these beautiful thoughts. Uh, I just honestly believe that we as a collective have a lot of work to do, but we have to work with each other 24/7, all day, every day. Now, OG Capone, I got to get you. I got to get you. God bless you, my man. When you say people got to do things once a month, once every, and make sure it's consistent, well, my consistency is twice a week. I've been to Utah, St. Louis, going to Florida, and I went to Cleveland here in the last 2 weeks because I'm on the fight. I want change. I want black people to stand up. I want all people to stand up. I'm not a politician, but Lord have mercy, all I got to do is sit and listen to y'all, and I'm gonna learn how to be I'm gonna learn how to be governor tomorrow after hearing all this good shit I got going here. Uh, I just believe that. Uh, I just believe that. Yeah, we have to start with our youth because our youth are our future, and unfortunately, there's a lot of misguided parenting in my eyes. A lot of things that y'all talk about and y'all have heard and y'all have seen. I can't relate to that. Like I said, I was born in the cornfield. I live in South Dakota. So the shootings, the gang banging, and all the other stuff that y'all have to go through in life, I'm isolated from that until I leave here. So my grandbabies here, that's the reason why I've got poor reception because I'm in Rapid City, South Dakota. But my grandbaby is 7 years old. My babies are 9 years old and 11 years old. And my two babies look at my grandbaby and they think, what planet did she come from? Because she knows all of these things. She lives in Raleigh, North Carolina, and she knows all these different things that my two babies can't even comprehend at 9 and 11 years old, and she's 7 years old. And my daughter, which is 34 years old, didn't have those same things taught to her when she was that age. So I don't a lot of things that we need to keep on and get caught up on. But the only way we can do this is continue the fight, continue to press forward, and to continue to believe in self. Because without believing in you, none of this happens. You know, if you're able to believe in yourself and motivate other people to come with you on your thoughts, your battles, and your journeys, all of this can change collectively. And very slowly, because hell, we've been fighting this for 40 years, but that's okay because you can't ever give up. We won't ever give up. Black folks won't give up. Because we have been through those rigors and paths and valleys, and we just don't have given up in us. But a lot of y'all are absolutely correct. We need to put things in place so things can follow each other, so we can continue to build wealth, and continue to show our youth that there's a better path. Because reality is, a lot of paths that we've taken to get where we are, good, bad, or indifferent, hasn't been the best path. So I reckon that's my introduction. Hey, what's up, everyone? Holla.
Yeah, most definitely, most definitely. Welcome to the show.
Hey, where that crazy ass Stokes at, man? No disrespect. Where's that ugly ass dude I always argue with?
He took a break tonight. He took a
Yeah,
break
he's
tonight.
not on
Yeah,
the show.
y'all did enough fighting.
Oh,
Episodes that we still got that fight playing for y'all.
oh,
Yeah, we still on me and
playing that violin.
on the Stokes show. It's on
Stokes, let me look in the camera. Stokes, I don't know why you ran. I don't know why you didn't want to come talk to your boy today. And I gave you a short time to talk with me. But I see there's another young fella in here that I need to holler at. But Stokes, I'm waiting for your ass when you come back.
Uh-oh.
See,
Nah, cause I knew it.
Okay.
I knew I was gonna have to
We
take
got
the blame of this whole situation because my last name is Stokes. But guess what? I'm gonna let David Lowery how to play.
Oh, I ain't talking about you, Stokes. I ain't talking about you. You'll show up at my house. You'll show up at my house. No, I ain't talking about the tough Stokes. I'm talking about that bald headed one. But you okay? You okay?
Let me say something.
What's up, Strong?
All of us, we need to really start communicating with each other, and we need to start building different committees and be one body and address the issues in the community. We need committees that address educational issues. We need committees, and I mean, as if we're coming together, if we're gonna do this thing collectively, we have to create these committees that can go out, research, find out what the problems are, seek the solutions, then we all come back to the table and deal with that. When I was the president of the NAACP, I had a membership of 12 people. It went from 12 people to over 6,000 or 7,000 because we addressed issues. I wrote the racial profiling bill. Barack Obama then wrote it. I wrote that. I wrote House Bill 5665 as a civilian, and that dealt with illegal foreclosures. So it's so many things that we can do that we don't have to be politicians, but we need somebody when we write these things to push them through so they can become legislation. And so my thing is this: all of us sitting here today, to the American people and patriots across this country, especially Black citizens. Everybody else come together, they take care of their communities, they be self-sufficient. White folks do it, Mexicans did it. We just saw the illegals coming in our country and they start putting their stuff together trying to sell stuff in the Black community. But it is us. We have to create a nucleus to all of us where we can get together in every state and become independent, start investing into ourselves. The key, opening our own schools. Because when we do these things and we're able to teach our children and we're able to address legal systems and all of those things, until we get that unity, then we're always going to be fighting to see who's going to say the most, who's going to do this and do that, because a divided house can't stand. And as long as Black people are sitting back, especially the grassroots people, we sitting back, And it's our children that is turned against us. It's the brothers and sisters that we sent to school that got college degrees that are in position today. Here in Chicago, we got mostly all the Divine Nine, their aldermen, their red legislators, their senators, and guess what? Most of the money, the economic development money that's supposed to come to us from the state and from the feds never get to us because we got those Negroes in place choking the money off, diverting it to other places. And that's the reason why I'm saying we have to get in positions to be at the table where the money is being doled out and make sure that we got somebody at that table going to make sure that the money comes to our communities to do what it's supposed to do. And as long as we got them house Negroes sitting up in there, I don't care how much we talk, if we don't remove them and we sit at the table to unify us and make sure funding is in the community and make sure we start investing into ourselves, we're always going to be having these conversations. We're always going to be having these marches. And I want to say about the preachers, it's a lot of bullshit preachers. I've been pastoring for 4 years. I don't believe in all this
Hey,
all that, excuse me, jumping up and down. I don't believe in that. As a man of God, my job is to be out here fighting in the streets to make sure brothers and sisters do get this and do get that. As a man of God, that's our responsibility. We shouldn't have never let the homosexuals get into the schools. What happened to the pastors? What happened to our politicians? So all of this stuff we see,
huh?
our black men been getting locked up in droves for years. Why haven't the pastors came and said, you know what? Let us form a coalition. Let us stand up and fight to get our brothers and sisters out. But that hasn't happened. And so we have been failed by a lot of people that look like us until we understand the enemy and we start organizing and we start making it happen. We always gonna be behind the 8 ball.
Before appreciate that, Pastor. I appreciate, you know what I'm saying. We are you go ahead, fire away.
No,
I don't know who you are. No, I don't know how you I don't know.
Let the cannons go.
I don't know who you are. I don't know who you are, Pastor. But you's a fine man to me. I have never heard a finer pastor in my life. Straight up, brother. That's what I'm talking about. I like that. BS. Everybody's self. And that's what a lot of them want to do. Now, I got to touch on one quick thing and then I'm going to leave y'all alone. Okay? You know how they're spending a lot of money in Chicago? I touched on this last week. I'm really going to get it today. Remember last week we were talking about I knew 3 people, 4 people? Guess what happened, y'all? They manipulated these black people in Chicago and how a lot of communities get money. They're killing young brothers. They settled with Sonia Massey's family for $10 million. They settled with Dexter Reed Jr. family for $1.25 million. Then they settled with another young lady for $900,000. That gets me about Chicago. That really gets me about Chicago. Instead of fixing the internal system and getting these badass police officers out of there, they're spending a lot of money uh, masking this big wound that they have. And guess what happens? They give you the money and they let that same killer walk the streets. That's what they're doing to these sisters and brothers in Chicago. They're giving them money and they're letting these same people keep their jobs to continue killing black folks, young men.
I want to say this because I got to run, and I agree with what you're saying, brother. But this is the thing right here.
I like you.
This is the honest God truth. Black people, we in this condition because we allow it. We got more millionaires. We got the Snoop Dogs. We got the Dr. Dre's. We got all these athletes. We got the LeBron James. We got all of them, and they got trillions of dollars. Why haven't they reinvested money into the real black community? Why are black people still suffering? We got millionaires everywhere, and ain't nobody coming out saying, I'm gonna buy a block or 2. I'm gonna create a manufacturing company.
Can I
Why haven't they
That's not what they do.
Oh, wait a minute.
That's not what they do.
Wait a minute. He got to go. He lighting the match and then leaving. But I'm saying it's all.
I know. I know.
I'm just
I
saying
lit the
that.
match, but
I
these are
just,
things we
I
have to ask
mean,
ourselves these things.
There you go, man.
We have to
Got
ask
another one. Got another one.
I'm,
Don't hit and
let
run.
me say this
Don't
and
hit
I
and
gotta
run.
go. For real, let me say this, guys, so I gotta go. Everybody takes care of each other. The white community take care of white folks, and it ain't no problem. The Hispanics take care of Hispanics. It ain't no problem. The Italians take care of Italians. You ain't gonna see no soul food places in a little village. You ain't gonna see no soul food places in an Italian village. Everybody come to our community get rich off of us. Everybody. And until we
How in the hell can a
understand that,
Mexican cook barbecue?
but they selling tacos in the black community, and we buying them.
All day, every day. And we buying that Chinese food too. I like that shit. I like that though, Pastor. But
So the point that I'm making is this: we have to be self-sufficient. We have to take care of each other because just think about this: if every black millionaire gave $1 million back to their respective black communities, we would get out of this rut because we would have our own economic system. The Black Wall Street was the economic system that propelled the black community, Rosewood and Tulsa, Oklahoma, to be the most powerful economic engine in the United States. And they were ran by black people. If we want to get back to independence, that's what we need to do is create the Black Wall Street vision again and start reinvesting into ourselves. That's the only way we're going to be free.
Before you go, Larry, hold on before you go. Do you think for a second it'll be easier to get every black millionaire to give $1 million back to the community, or for the community to keep $1 million within themselves?
It would be easier for us as the grassroots people to invest into ourselves and create our own wealth. We don't really need, because see, check this out. We spend more money than everybody put together. Instead of buying a manufacturing firm, we'll stand in line for 3 days to get a pair of Jordans that cost us $800. Okay, instead of being at the school to understand what your children are learning, and we won't go to a PTA meeting, but we'll go to a concert and stay there all day and night to spend money instead of worrying about our kids. Until
VIP.
There are individuals that will do that. Not we. There are individuals that do that.
But check this out though. Until we come together and get a plan, a game plan, which is I'm saying, and I got to get out. Until we come together, all of us here in this panel, we need to get together and start putting things in action. That's what we need to do. You in Mississippi, I'm in Chicago, you in Memphis. We need to come together collectively. And when we do that, we can make the changes, because now we're not worried about the white folks. We're not worried about everybody else. We're worried about what we need to do to fix our own community. And if we're going to be freed, we got to free ourselves. That's all I got to say, brother. I love y'all, man, for having me. Thank you so much, man. We doing something at the Let the Truth Be Told. We're starting our own TV, Roku TV channels. We got about 7 channels, and it's going to be about education. We want to be able to have programs to educate black people, not with all the videos with your butt hanging out. They need to understand how to be an entrepreneur. They need to understand how the prison system works. They need to understand how to create economics. If we start teaching in that manner, our whole lives will change, our communities will change, and then we would be one nation for sure. And when we become a nation, then we can get reparations. Man, I got to go, man. I love y'all for having me on the show, man. Anytime, OG, any of y'all need me. And like I said, I'm going to need y'all to support me, because I'm making a move with Donald Trump and them. And see, a lot of people, well, I'm not a Republican. I'm an independent. But if I have to use these white people to help get my brothers out of jail, that's what I'm doing. So I'll be meeting with the people of the First Step program so I can get information to put in front of this process and push to get them out. Because we got to make this national. I already got a couple of big time shows that want to talk about the black political prisoners. And that's what they are. They're political prisoners. They shouldn't be in jail because of ghost dope and all the rest of this stuff. But this is the start that we got right now. We have to really pay close attention. to what we're doing. I'm asking y'all to support me. Whoever is locked up, I know I talked to a bunch of the guys. I need their information because when I do sit down with this committee, I'm gonna say, here's 10 or 20,000 black men with clemency numbers. Here's more that need to be out of jail now. And let me say this to y'all brothers, that the Enrico Tatario guy that got on J6, he finna help me. He finna help me make this a national issue so we can get black men out of jail. That's my thought. I'm getting with people that are movers and shakers. And if we have to use them to help us, then I don't have a problem with that as long as they're working with us, because that's what we need. They got national attention already. Now we need to bring that same national heat about Larry and all the rest of the men and Jeff. We need to bring that same national heat to the world so that everybody can see it and we can force them to let them brothers go, man. God bless y'all, man. I got to go. Thank y'all for having me. Anytime, I'll be available.
Thank you for coming on to the show, and just make sure you tap in with T Pope, the Sister Radio, and or you can phone and let them know, and we'll have you back on the panel. So that, and also let's thank Miss both doctors, Dr. Aguilar and Dr. Matthews. They both had to leave. We definitely appreciate them coming out here. So anybody else want to chime in, T Pope? How you liking the show so far?
He was long-winded.
Well, you know how this show goes. We try to let everybody speak.
You don't want my take on.
I found a couple.
I'm good. I'm gonna sit back.
I
got some choice words, but
let me have it.
I ain't.
Let me have it.
Let me have it, and then
we still on TV, so we gonna keep this thing G. We still on TV. We gonna keep this thing G.
Yeah, and I got to bring back in OG.
We gonna keep things professional. We not gonna badmouth nobody. We gonna support the brother in his endeavors. Whatever he got going on, if he need us, we'll be on call if he need us. I tried to be
having it. OG Capone and Mr. Charles ain't having it.
I already see the look on their faces. That's what I'm saying. I'm just.
This is what I want to say. This is what I want to say.
Go ahead, OG.
I want to say this. You know, me personally, like I said, everybody have their own opinion and belief of what they're gonna do. You know what I'm saying?
An agenda.
I can't knock a person.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, an agenda, right? You know what I'm saying? So I look at stuff differently than everybody else. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, how you say, if you're not, how you gonna know anything if you're not in the fight? You feel me? If you're not there, you know what I'm saying, to witness it. You know what I'm saying? To witness what a person's doing. I can't say the man ain't gonna do what he say he's gonna do, but if I ain't there, I would never know.
Indeed.
You know what I'm saying? Just like Uncle Seth, he do all that he do. You know what I'm saying? I can only go what he say, but when I get there, and if I ever get the chance to meet him and go there and see, then I'd be like, man, you be on TV talking, you ain't doing nothing. I'm not saying. I can't say.
I'm pointing at you. You can Google me, baby. You can Google me. You can check my plane tickets, my receipts. Damn it, I'm everywhere fighting for the right.
Listen, that don't mean anything. Now, I'm gonna tell you something like this. I'm gonna keep it behind. All right. I used to ask people from the Paris Revolution, how do you define a person's life? You see what I'm saying? How do you define a person's life? What make a story unique? If you got
everybody has a story
in a person there, right? Everybody has a story, exactly. So what makes one story?
Everybody got a story
better than the next story. You see what I'm saying? I mean, I understand that. It's just like right now. I'm in tune with you, right? And I go through something. I be like, unsafe. Look, man, I got something for so. right? You'll come and help me. The next person might not know you, and they might go through the same thing. So I mean, you know what I'm saying? How important if you're gonna help me because you know me, are you gonna help an individual? You know what I'm saying? Just because you know what I'm saying he went through somebody else. Uh, uh,
I'm
uh.
helping the
Is his
I'm
life
helping the cause. I'm fighting for a cause.
okay?
I'm fighting for a cause.
Okay. Okay. What is the call? Okay. Okay.
I'm
What is threefold
the
different
cause
type of
is
calls? You
the
might have a
cause
call.
is freedom. The call is free. The cause is freedom. The cause is change. The call is making an impact. The call is giving people opportunities to have a better opportunity to survive in every aspect. Hell, right now, if you look online, I'm trying to find a guy that's been missing for 6 months in South Dakota. I've got all of my
Yeah, I saw
I've
that.
got cadaver dogs. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
I'm trying to
Yeah.
make a difference in people that look like us lives. I don't just talk about this shit.
Right.
I'm about this.
Right.
I can say
And
that
you
I
know
wish upon a star, but I want to make that star
what I want to say is this. What I want to say is this.
because I've known so many people
Mm-hmm.
that they got visions, they got thoughts, and I want to make all of my visions and my thoughts happen. That's the reason why I take every opportunity I have to circle the globe to meet people that have the same feelings that I have about change.
You
So
making an
man,
initiative.
maybe
You make Nah, but you making an initiative. But the basis of the whole thing is like each individual on this panel right now got something going on to help the community, to further the cause.
mhm.
They're playing a part. Basically, like Strong was saying, just play your position. If you're good at this, do this. If you're good at that, do that. But don't come in a
Everybody's
room.
got a lane. Everybody got a
No,
lane.
I understand that. Yes, yes, yes. Everybody got it. But don't come in a room of people that want to make a change and say, y'all ain't doing that.
Right.
That's what the whole situation was
Guess
about.
what?
Because
Right.
but we
I missed
have
a lot of that.
that what I'm saying. Like
Yeah.
each one of us have something going on that's powerful in our own communities. And for one person to step in the room, say, okay, the opportunities do come. Say the opportunity to come when you
Bro.
get this people, you get this audience, you get this following, you get this and that and the other. And it happens every time. You know what I'm saying? Oh man, they ain't doing nothing, man. Y'all ain't putting y'all boots on the ground. Like the man said, that's the truth. Is boots on the ground. It's communication. If I don't talk to you, I can't get you to what I'm gonna do sign language to get you to see what I'm saying. Do smoke signals, Morse code
I
to get you
don't
to
deal with
understand. I'm just saying it take more than. I
I
mean, I
try
know.
not to deal with time thieves.
Yeah.
Time thieves are people that talk about things. It's like, how many of those people have you ever met? They're riding a bicycle with a wagon behind it, picking up cans with a flat tire, and they look at you and says, "Hey man, I got a 20-bedroom house," and you look at them and give them a stupid look. I don't indulge myself with conversations with people that fantasize about things.
Yeah.
I really don't. When people say crazy shit to me, I look at them. Okay, let's go on to the next one. Hell, let's talk about fly fishing or something because the point you're trying to make to me means absolutely nothing. Because I've heard so many thoughts and wishes and wants and dreams and fantasies. And a lot of people have fantasies, delusions of grandeur that don't ever come true. But you can wish upon a star. We do more than wish upon a star.
Indeed.
So as long as we can eliminate those thinkers and not doers and come together and doers do. People you hang around is what you're going to be. If you hang around idiots, you're going to be idiot. If you hang around good people, you'll be a good person. You know what I'm
That's right.
saying? That dude ain't somebody that you'd hang around with continuously without looking at and saying, man, should I really run away from you or punch you in the face? I don't know. I don't know. Y'all got some
Anybody else?
interesting characters.
Anybody else want to say anything? I know OG kicks on, Ump kicks on, Strong KD. I know you. Go
it's
ahead.
definitely interesting. He coming. I think
Yeah,
KD
Strong gonna give it. Strong gonna give it
No,
to us.
go ahead, because you
He
probably
got
finna
about
say what I'm saying.
now I'm just gonna speak to the value of every one thing I've learned, and I love psychology. I love listening to people. If I can't see your actions, if I'm not around you, um, it's like even if you're lying to me, I know there's insecurity there. I'm looking deeper than what you're doing. I'm looking at the why of the situation. I listen to people try to sell themselves. I listen to people diminish their value. I mean, your conversation, uh, body language, and things of that nature all say things about you. And we fail to pay attention to a lot of those things, and we dismiss those things as having no value because we can't see it in that moment. But see, when you interact with people on such short encounters, see, we make judgments about people we have a 10-minute encounter with or a 30-minute encounter with, and we don't even know the people we live with. So it's one of these things that tell you how shaky our understanding about things truly are, because we reject the things that people are doing around us and saying to us that we don't like, but we're not understanding this person is offering us their understanding. They're offering us their belief structure. They're offering us their dreams and visions. I love dreamers. You're going to be the creative motherfuckers that help us get past this hurdle while everybody else is thinking straightforward. Y'all going to think outside of the box and help us come together. This is
Hey y'all,
everything has value. A negative can be a positive if I'm taking away something that has been harming me. A
And
negative adds value in that aspect.
Mm-hmm.
So we have to understand the duality of everything. The things that I don't like, I need to also understand why I don't like them. Is it because they pulling on something about myself?
mm,
You know, it's a lot in that, man, that we have to, like I said, stop diminishing the next in order to
y'all,
solidify our own. You know,
I got to
respect
get this really quick.
even with the pastor that did his thing. I support that brother in his fight because I don't understand the lane he run in. When I learn about it and I know what you're doing is wrong or right or whatever this case may be, I'll speak on it. But until then, you go places I can't go.
let's go.
So all we can do is have heart checks when we come together. I can see where your mind at, you can see where mine at. Your ABA gonna tell me what you really about. So I pay attention.
And that's kind of like what I wanted to get on. Like, we get triggered real fast, but then we keep forgetting the old sayings of if it don't apply, let it fly and let them fly. You know what I mean? So let them. But you picking up something, like he's just saying, you picking up the mission statement of what he got going on and things like it's a lot of people that move around in ways that we probably don't agree with just because of the way they're moving, but then we realize that they somewhere that we're not. You know what I mean? So we listen to the value of these people. We understand the value of these people, and some of them are actually conducive to the values and the goals of our own. They just in a different position and may have their own feelings about what this level of people are doing because they already at that level. Can't take that away from them people. It ain't a source of entitlement. You know what I mean? We just have to understand that if we know what we are doing, then it ain't even referring to us. We just on top of the same mission statement, the same boatload, and let's just hope we can add some kind of value in the support of what he got going on until we see different. That's with anybody. You know what I mean? Anybody on this platform or any other platform or whatever. Sometimes we just got to take a grain of salt for what it is, man, and see what we can do with it. You know what I mean? Because some people are actually moving in that position to free some of these brothers and to re-educate some of these brothers and sisters that's out here. And that's really what I'm focused on right now too, is the re-education of what we've been taught. Let it go and relearn, even if it's what we've been taught. You got to break it down. It's a systematic situation. So let's break down the systematic situations of it all and incorporate what the values is according to our own core in our communities. We got to learn from each other. We have to understand that this man Strong is a psychologist. So let's understand the thought process because he's teaching us psychology as we go along. We have to understand that Mr. Sell, when he's a mover, he gonna do this, that, and other. Come on, man. That's a 3R manager and it's dope. Mr. Pope, Lady Red, they are putting our voices out here. Mr. Capone is connecting people with everything we're doing. And me, I'm just gonna continue to push that ball, that message every which way I go. The books, the this, the that, the events. I'm gonna support them. I'm gonna throw them. I'm gonna go where I need to go. I'm gonna shovel grass, cut snow, but I'm still trying to educate. You know what I mean? You have
Dog,
to, understand our
dog.
roles.
Did,
Did you catch that too?
did you see the leg? Did you see those white folks' legs I was showing y'all?
We missed that one.
It's 35. It's 35 below zero where I'm at, and he's standing outside with shorts on.
No, I think
Hey
that.
man, hey, leave that man alone, man. Leave that
Might
man
be
alone,
hot,
man.
huh?
He might. He
Dog,
got
man.
different type of blood.
Dog,
That man,
white folks crazy.
he got a different type of
White
blood,
folks is
man.
crazy as hell, is what I'm trying to
He
say.
got a different type of
No,
Now,
blood,
white
man.
folks are real
hey,
crazy.
I'm not gonna
They
say
got
all
they
I
that.
have a, I,
Sometimes I've gotten hot
I
like
had, oh, I'm not racist. I'm not racist. I'm not racist.
we just didn't want to
Uh,
say nothing
I
about that.
have a reentry.
Guilty conscience.
Nobody said nothing about
I
your nobody said that. You
had,
stirring up the pot.
you're being bad.
You stirring
man,
up the pot.
stop it, man. Listen, I'm trying to say some powerful shit here, man. Hold on, let me figure it out. I have a reentry program going on for the reservation. I am involved with another wrongfully convicted group called the Remedy Project. So all of these things that y'all talk about, I I'm involved and I have flowing through my brain. I probably got too many things going through my brain. But if any of y'all ever want to search me out or reach out to me, I would love to hear everybody's thoughts. And I would love to have some of y'all step in to help some of my people in my group to create some of these changes. Because, you know, I feel like there's so many causes to fight. And I don't know which one is more important than the other because I think all of them are important. I want to see people not go to prison, not go to jail. I want to see black people, have financial literacy and be able to uh, facilitate and take care of their families and have their families. I want to see young men have good college educations. I want to see young men stop shooting each other. I want to see people stop selling dope, stop pimping hoes, whatever you say, but we have to figure out some kind of method where we can collectively get together. I don't know, have a cookout or something, but we need to gather people in the masses and say that it's okay. There is help here to be given. But most people have got to help themselves because most people's biggest enemies or biggest obstacles is their self. So every time I hear strong, uh, oh my God, man, I feel like, damn, I want to just latch on to that brother, because he is powerful. Every time I hear Stokes, not the crazy ass one, but the brother right there, the righteous brother, just beautiful human beings, man. All of y'all are such beautiful human beings that I am just blessed and I am thankful to be in an opportunity to be involved and can listen at all of these remedies and all of these solutions. And OG Capone, that's my man. So let's figure out a way so we can come together as this great unit that we've created and let's sit and talk and parlay and let's figure out how do we make that step. Because I have so many things around me that we can make some steps. I've got I got a lawyer, which is one of my vice presidents, and she's got a group of over 15,000 paralegals or attorneys that I'd be glad to assist people that are wrongfully incarcerated, wrongfully convicted. I'm working with a young man now that got sentenced to 26 years for defending his family. I'm working with another young man that got sentenced for life because his DNA was with his ex-girlfriend's and her man got killed. So there were 3 people's DNA in a pair of socks. And he was in Chicago, but yet the crime was in Ohio. So there's so many things we can do, but we just have to figure out how we collectively can come together and make these things happen.
Right. I gotta cut y'all. I'm sorry. I apologize. You did that deeply.
Go ahead. I'm good.
We got down to our time. I'm sorry for all the viewers out there. It's time to wrap it up tonight. We appreciate everybody that came on the show. I know we do shots out, but we right at the crest of our minutes. So, Lady Red.
Lady Red.
It definitely was a great show tonight. We had a lot of people, and thank you again for Dr. Atwater, Dr. Matthews, Ms. Peoples came on, Mr. Parks, even though we can get to talk to him. He's one of the heads of the Fifth Sun, our sponsorship for our television viewing.
North Carolina.
Yep. Shout out to North Carolina, my hometown. Everybody that's on here, we miss Mr. Stokes tonight. Normally it's the Jones and Stokes in the mission that we have going on. We're going to work on that show, though, and get them both on there. But definitely was a great night, guys.
His ass was scared. He was scared tonight.
See, we're going to tell him that.
I'm going to say Boss Man was scared tonight. He didn't want to go toe-to-toe with you tonight. So I'm going to get it on for you. But yeah, we had a great show. You guys definitely always are tuned with everything. Definitely wish we had more time, but always next week. So
next Sunday, we'll be right here.
Yep.
Hey, always remember, dream, breathe, and deliver. I'm out.
Right. That's right. Anything else, Mr. Pope, you got to say? What you got coming up?
Shouts out to God, man. If it wasn't for God, we wouldn't be here doing what we're doing. You know what I'm saying? The Most High, He gets all of it.
Sir.
Amen.
Everybody on the panel, the team, everybody. You know what I'm saying? Big week, all that.
Oh, and another note that you guys know, shout out to Zeus Network. My friend know we will be back this year with the Alabama Music Awards. I am the host. So June 27, 2025, that's on a Sunday. The whole Empire family will be down at Bessemer Civic Center. That's in Birmingham area. So y'all tune in, get your tickets. Or if you want to perform, tap in. Everything will be posted on Facebook. Look for Michelle Young, red hair, the same picture that y'all see here. Instagram, Elite Promotions 2019. So artists, if you want to perform, it's a big award show. It is televised, and it's also in Spanish. So Telemundo Television is involved. We are a big network. So you need to come perform, get your interviews, red carpet. Come on.
Telemundo.
Senores and senoritas.
Telemundo. Well, we'll be back next week, man. Y'all keep it locked. This is the Solution Radio Podcast Show.
Bye, guys.
Hey.
This your boy T-Pope. This the new Solution Radio Podcast Show. And if it ain't AGELREEFE and the family, I'ma keep saying it till I get tired. Overstand, leg up.